Imagine discovering today that every fiber of pain you carry is not a sign of weakness or disease, but the exact process that is rewiring your nervous system to operate in consciousness frequencies that transcend physical limitations. Since forever, we've heard that pain that doesn't go away is a problem to be solved. You need to heal, eliminate, overcome. But what if this belief is exactly what is prolonging your suffering unnecessarily? What we call persistent pain is, in truth, neurological recalibration in action. Every discomfort you feel, that back pain that has no explanation, that tension that exams don't detect, that sensation that something is wrong but no one can identify, is quantum information about consciousness expansion. The universe is expanding your brain circuits to process superior frequencies of reality. When others heal quickly, you are being forged in evolutionary persistence. When they find relief in conventional treatments, you are being prepared to transcend physical limitations. And it's at this point that the definitive revelation emerges. Will you continue fighting against pain as an enemy, or will you recognize it as the most precise consciousness activation technology that exists? Today, we're going to decode the paradox of evolutionary pain, why the chosen experience pain that conventional medicine cannot explain or cure. We'll explore neurological recalibration, how persistent pain is expanding brain circuits to process superior frequencies. And we'll reveal the quantum language of pain, why each type of pain carries specific information about your next evolution. If you're ready to transform pain into fuel for consciousness evolution, stay, because the next 25 minutes are not about eliminating your suffering, but about understanding that your persistent pain indicates manifestation capabilities being unlocked. Prepare yourself. What seemed like pathology will reveal itself as the most sophisticated consciousness expansion tool you've ever received. Have you ever gone through the frustrating experience of feeling real, intense, debilitating pain, only to hear from doctors that your exams are normal? That sensation of invalidation when health professionals suggest that your pain must be psychological or that you are somatizing. Popular belief says that if medical exams don't detect a physical cause, the pain isn't real or is a product of the mind. That modern diagnostic systems are capable of identifying any genuine problem in the human body. But this interpretation completely ignores the multidimensional nature of human experience. The truth is that the pain of the chosen operates in frequencies that transcend physical detection. Your nervous system is not processing only information from this three-dimensional reality. It is integrating data from multiple dimensions simultaneously, creating symptoms that linear medicine simply cannot map. Conventional medicine operates within a purely physical paradigm. It seeks material causes for material symptoms, using instruments that can only detect anomalies in dense matter. But when your pain exists in subtle frequencies, in energetic layers of reality, these instruments become completely inadequate. It's like trying to measure emotions with a ruler. Conventional medical systems cannot detect multidimensional pain because they were designed for a unidimensional reality. Your pain is not less real, it is more real, operating in spectrums of existence that transcend physical limitations. When you are evolving consciously, your nervous system begins to process information that goes far beyond this physical reality. You are receiving data from past lives, future potentials, parallel dimensions, and collective morphogenetic fields. How is your nervous system integrating information from multiple realities? Through expanded neural circuits that most people never develop. Every fiber of inexplicable pain is evidence that your brain is operating in superior informational processing capabilities. You feel pain in places that exams show to be perfectly normal because the pain is not in the physical matter. It is in the energetic layers that sustain physical matter. It's like feeling pain in a phantom limb, but applied to your entire energetic system. Why do you feel pain in places that exams show to be normal? Because you are processing information from energetic bodies that conventional medicine doesn't recognize. Your pain exists in dimensions that physical instruments cannot access. When external authorities cannot explain your experience, the temptation is to doubt your own perception. But this is exactly the trap that prevents you from understanding the evolutionary nature of your process. Trusting your own experience when external authorities cannot explain it is one of the most important capabilities a chosen one can develop. Your inexplicable pain is not a failure of your system. It is evidence that your system is operating beyond the limitations that conventional systems can understand. Your normal exams don't invalidate your pain, they confirm that your pain transcends physical detection. When you finally understand this, what seemed like invalidation reveals itself as confirmation that you are evolving beyond conventional physical limitations. The question is not, why don't the exams show anything? The question is, how can I trust the reality of my multidimensional experience independent of validation from limited systems? Have you ever noticed that your pain is not random, but follows specific patterns that seem to have their own logic? That tension that always returns to the same place, that pain that migrates in an apparently organized way through your body, that sensation that different areas speak to you in distinct ways. Popular belief says that pain location is the result of localized physical problems, tense muscles, worn joints, inflamed organs, that the body is a machine where each broken part generates specific symptoms in that region. But this mechanistic interpretation completely ignores the consciousness nature of the human body. The truth is that each area of pain in the chosen corresponds to specific aspects of consciousness being expanded. Your body is not a machine, it is a map of consciousness evolution in progress. Each pain location is an expansion portal being activated. Different areas of your body are connected to different aspects of your consciousness evolution. Neck pain indicates expansion of expression capacity. Back pain signals release of ancestral emotional charges. Heart pain points to opening of unconditional love frequencies. How do different body areas correspond to specific aspects of evolution? Because your physical body is the material reflection of more subtle energetic bodies. Each body region is a specific processing center for different types of consciousness information. When you feel pain in a specific location, you're receiving precise information about which aspect of your consciousness is being expanded at that moment. It's not coincidence that certain pains appear during certain phases of your life. They are synchronized with your evolutionary process. Why does specific pain location indicate specific capabilities being activated? Because each body area processes specific consciousness frequencies. When a capability is being unlocked, the corresponding body area experiences the expansion process as pain. Instead of seeing each pain area as a problem to be eliminated, you can begin to work consciously with each region as an expansion portal. When you direct conscious attention to a pain area, you accelerate the evolution process happening in that region. How to work consciously with each pain area to accelerate evolution? By recognizing that pain is communication, not punishment. Each painful area is trying to inform you about a capability being developed, a limitation being dissolved, a frequency being integrated. Your body is constantly sending messages about your transformation through the language of pain. Learning to decode these messages transforms pain from obstacle to evolutionary guidance. It's like learning a new language, the language of consciousness expansion. Decoding messages that your body is sending about your transformation means stopping resisting pain and beginning to listen to what it is communicating. Each location has a specific message about which aspect of your consciousness is being expanded. Your body is not breaking, it is communicating. When you finally understand this, what seemed like random pathology reveals itself as a highly organized communication system about your consciousness evolution. The question is not how to eliminate this pain. The question is, what evolutionary message is this specific location trying to transmit to me? Do you recognize your pain as a map of consciousness evolution? Does this new perspective on persistent suffering resonate with something deep within you? Then, before we advance to the next sign, leave in the comments which area of your body most speaks to you and what message you believe it is sending. Your consciousness about pain is the first step toward transformation. Have you ever wondered why your pain doesn't follow the timelines that doctors establish for recovery? Why, while other people heal in weeks or months, you carry the same discomfort for years, decades, or even since childhood, as if operating in a completely different temporal dimension? Popular belief says that healing should follow linear progression, that pain persisting beyond normal time indicates failure in the recovery process, resistance to treatment, or unidentified complications. But this linear interpretation completely ignores how time works in profound evolutionary processes. The truth is that the pain of the chosen operates in quantum time. You are not processing only traumas and limitations from this current life. You are healing multiple timelines simultaneously, including past lives, future potentials, and ancestral patterns. It's not slowness, it's multidimensional depth. When you are in a quantum healing process, your system is accessing and processing information from multiple existences simultaneously. That knee pain might be releasing trauma from a past life. That chest tension might be dissolving emotional patterns from previous generations. Why is your pain healing multiple timelines simultaneously? Because the chosen function as access points for collective healing. You are not healing only yourself. You are processing and releasing patterns that affect the entire consciousness lineage of which you are part. Each fiber of persistent pain is releasing layers of limitation that transcend this current existence. It's like peeling an infinite onion. Each layer removed reveals another deeper layer that also needs to be processed and integrated. How are you releasing traumas that transcend this current existence? Through expanded neural circuits that can access information from multiple temporal dimensions. Your persistent pain is evidence that you are operating as a portal for multidimensional healing. Expecting quantum healing to follow linear chronology is like expecting a symphony to follow the logic of a military march. Profound evolutionary processes don't operate according to human clocks. They operate according to cosmic rhythms of transformation. Why does expecting linear healing block the quantum healing process? Because temporal pressure creates resistance to the natural process of dissolution in layers. When you stop timing your healing, you allow it to happen at the depth and speed necessary for real transformation. Developing quantum patience doesn't mean passive resignation. It means trusting the superior intelligence that is orchestrating your healing process. Each day of persistent pain is a day of profound evolutionary work happening behind the scenes of your consciousness. How to trust quantum healing timing without resisting the process. By recognizing that duration doesn't indicate failure, but depth. Your persistent pain is not a sign that you are not healing. It's a sign that you are healing at levels that most people never access. Your healing is not delayed. It is happening at the exact speed necessary for complete transformation. When you finally understand this, what seemed like slowness reveals itself as the most precise, multi-dimensional healing technology available. The question is not, when will I heal? The question is, how can I trust the depth of the healing process that is happening in multiple dimensions simultaneously? There is a specific reason why your pain experiences happen in complete emotional isolation, and this reason has nothing to do with dramatization, exaggeration, or inability to communicate adequately about your suffering. Popular belief says that if other people cannot understand your pain, you must be magnifying normal sensations, creating drama where none exists, or simply being unable to explain your experience clearly and rationally. But this interpretation completely ignores the multidimensional nature of evolutionary pain processes. The truth is that the misunderstanding of the chosen's pain is evolutionary protection. Your process is happening in frequencies that most cannot perceive, and isolation is not abandonment. It is necessary incubation to complete transformation without energetic interference. It's not loneliness, it's sacred laboratory. When you are processing pain at profound evolutionary levels, your consciousness operates in extremely sensitive frequencies. Each attempt to explain your process to someone who cannot perceive these frequencies creates interference in the neural circuits being recalibrated through pain. Why does external misunderstanding protect your process from energetic interference? Because people operating in conventional frequencies literally cannot process the information you are integrating. Their well-intentioned attempts to help or understand create static noise in the delicate transformation process. Your pain operates in dimensions of experience that most nervous systems simply cannot access. When you try to describe the multi-dimensional quality of your suffering to someone operating only in physical frequency, it's like trying to explain color to someone born blind. How does your pain operate in dimensions others cannot access? Because you are processing aspects of consciousness evolution that require expanded neural circuits. Your pain experience exists in frequencies that non-expanded brains literally cannot decode or relate to. The isolation you experience during intense pain processes is not punishment, it is sacred incubation. Just as a butterfly needs the isolation of the cocoon to complete its metamorphosis, you need solitude to process transformations that cannot happen amid external interference. Why is isolation during pain process necessary incubation for transformation? Because profound evolutionary processes require all your consciousness energy focused internally. Each moment of misunderstood solitude is a moment of building capabilities that can only emerge in states of profound introspection. When you seek external understanding for internal processes of evolutionary pain, you disperse the energy that should be being used to complete the transformation. It's like trying to build something delicate while constantly stopping to explain the process to observers who cannot see what you are building. How to develop trust in your own process without external approval. By recognizing that the need for external validation for evolutionary pain is in truth resistance to the transformational process. When you stop needing others to understand your pain, you release all your energy to complete multidimensional healing. The solitude of your pain is not isolation, it is evolutionary specialization. You are not being excluded from common human experience. You are being included in an expanded human experience that few can access. Your misunderstanding by others is not a sign that you are exaggerating. It is a sign that you are processing pain frequencies that most have not yet developed the capacity to perceive. When you finally understand this, what seemed like abandonment reveals itself as the most sophisticated evolutionary protection technology available. The question is not how to make others understand my pain. The question is, how can I use this sacred solitude to complete my transformation without dispersing energy in search of external validation? There is a specific reason why all the treatments you try seem to have temporary effect or simply don't work. And this reason has nothing to do with your condition being incurable, with you not trying hard enough, or with lack of access to the right treatments. Popular belief says that if conventional treatments don't work, your condition must be more serious than normal. you must be unconsciously resisting healing, or you simply haven't found the adequate method yet. But this interpretation completely ignores the evolutionary nature of the chosen's pain. The truth is that the chosen's resistance to treatments indicates that your pain is not a problem to be solved, but a process to be integrated. Conventional methods don't work because your pain is not pathology. It is an evolutionary portal. It's not therapeutic failure, it's intelligent protection. Your pain doesn't respond to conventional treatments because it is not dysfunction to be corrected, but transformation to be completed. When you try to eliminate evolutionary pain with methods that treat pathological pain, it's like trying to stop a metamorphosis with painkillers. Why doesn't your pain respond to treatments? Because it's not pathology, but evolution. Because evolutionary processes have their own intelligence and chronology. Your pain is serving a specific transformational purpose that cannot be interrupted without compromising the entire consciousness expansion process. When treatments don't work for you, your body is demonstrating superior intelligence. It is protecting a delicate neurological recalibration process that would be interrupted by external interference, even well-intentioned ones. How does your body protect the evolutionary process? By rejecting external interference through resistance mechanisms that ensure transformation happens at the necessary depth and speed. Each treatment that fails is, in truth, your system protecting the integrity of the evolutionary process. There is a fundamental difference between healing pathological pain and integrating evolutionary pain. Pathological pain needs to be eliminated because it indicates dysfunction. Evolutionary pain needs to be integrated because it indicates transformation. Trying to eliminate evolutionary pain is like trying to stop a plant's growth because the sprouting process is uncomfortable. The difference between healing pain and integrating evolutionary process lies in understanding that not all pain is a problem. Some pains are processes, some pains are portals, some pains are graduations. Instead of fighting against your pain as an enemy to be defeated, you can begin to work with it as an ally in the transformation process. When you change your relationship with pain from resistance to cooperation, the process becomes more fluid and less traumatic. How to work with pain as a partner in transformation instead of an enemy to be defeated? By recognizing that it is working in your favor, not against you. Each moment of pain is a moment of building capabilities you didn't possess before. Your treatments don't fail, they are unnecessary for a process that already possesses its own healing intelligence. When you finally understand this, what seemed like therapeutic resistance reveals itself as intelligent protection of an evolutionary process that cannot be artificially accelerated. The question is not what treatment will work. The question is, how can I work consciously with my pain as an ally in the consciousness expansion process? We have reached the most crucial point of this revelation. You no longer need to wait for pain to completely pass to begin living fully. This waiting is the last illusion that keeps you trapped in suffering cycles when you already possess the neurological and consciousness capabilities necessary to operate beyond physical limitations. Popular belief says you need to wait until pain becomes more bearable, until you find the definitive cure, until you feel completely normal to begin manifesting your true capability. But this belief ignores a fundamental truth. Pain has already completed its recalibration work. The truth is that you have already developed neural circuits and consciousness capabilities that transcend physical limitations. Each moment of inexplicable pain you processed, each treatment that didn't work, each misunderstanding you navigated, all of this was building in you an expanded neurology that is now ready for immediate operation. Continuing to focus on pain after neurological transformation is choice, not necessity. When you recognize that the recalibration phase through pain has ended, you can begin to operate from conquered mastery, not from the need for more processing. You are no longer in the process of being transformed by pain. You have already been transformed by it. The person who began this journey of persistent pain is not the same person hearing these words now. Your neurology has been fundamentally altered. Each type of pain you faced developed specific consciousness capabilities that transcend physical limitations. Your experience with inexplicable pain developed trust in your own multidimensional perception. Your navigation through misunderstanding developed internal sovereignty. Your processing of therapeutic resistance developed conscious alliance with evolutionary processes. How did your pain develop consciousness capabilities that transcend physical limitations? Because each moment of consciously processed suffering expanded your capacity to operate beyond bodily conditioning. You are no longer the person who needs pain to evolve. You are the person who evolved through pain. You already possess the neurology necessary to operate beyond bodily limitations. The only thing preventing your immediate operation is the mental habit of relating to yourself as someone still being transformed by pain, when in truth, you have already completed the necessary transformation. Changing your energy means stopping identifying with the version of you that was still being recalibrated by pain. Affecting the quantum field means recognizing and operating from the version of you that has already been forged by it. True mastery doesn't eliminate pain. It transcends identification with pain. You no longer need to prove your capability through dramatic overcoming of suffering. You can manifest from the silent depth conquered through conscious integration of persistent pain. Manifesting from the depth conquered through conscious integration of persistent pain means operating from the internal certainty developed through years of recalibration, not from the need for more validation through more suffering. Pain fulfilled its function. It graduated you in superior consciousness capabilities. Now the question is no longer, when will I heal? The question is, how will I operate from the consciousness mastery I have already conquered? You already possess everything you need to transcend physical limitations. Now manifest from this truth. Do you now recognize that your persistent pain was the recalibration process that developed your capacity to operate in superior consciousness frequencies? That the transformation phase through pain has already ended and you are ready to manifest from this conquered mastery? If this content resonated with your journey of transformation through pain, subscribe to the channel for more revelations about the quantum codes of consciousness evolution. Share this video with other chosen ones who need to understand the true nature of their persistent pain. And leave in the comments, what was the greatest transformation that your pain brought to your life?